Hey, welcome back to Basement Movie Room. We're back with a review of not the 2021 Mortal Kombat, the 1995 Mortal Kombat, which is a classic in my book. So, this Mortal Kombat is this Mortal Kombat is more true to the game, honestly, than the newer one. But it suffers from the time period it's being made in. So essentially, you have Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Raiden. That's your four characters you get. You get Sub-Zero as well in NetherRealm. Scorpion as well, also in NetherRealm. So you get the main 7 characters that come into play. Reptile's in there, but he's a secret character in the first one, and then you have Kano as well as another guy in the NetherRealm once they get to the tournament. So essentially, I can't even remember. I mean, we've watched this over a couple
Jax
weeks.
is in it.
Jax is in it for a short time.
Yeah.
But essentially, nothing opening the movie really matters. It's just getting to the tournament. They all get on the boat together, and they all discover, Johnny Cage and Liu Kang and Sonya become friends on the boat.
The ghost ship.
You have Shang Tsung with the ghost flying around and the classic "It has begun" line. That's just like, I love that line. Love that line. So, Kari Hiroyuki something plays Shang Tsung. I can't remember his name. We were looking at the credits.
You can tell he had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that guy's great. Is Shang Tsung. He's better than the Shang Tsung in the new one, but I didn't mind the Shang Tsung in the new one. So they go to the Mortal Kombat tournament. They start fighting in the Mortal Kombat tournament. You have Kano versus Sonya Blade. I think was one of the first matches you see, and she kills Kano. Which Kano in this movie, fine. Kano in the new movie, amazing. Josh Lawson did amazing in the new movie. But yeah, I mean, it's just generally you get Scorpion killing a guy. Not Scorpion, but you get the battle between Scorpion and Johnny Cage, and Johnny Cage kills Scorpion.
That awesome scene in the woods.
In the woods, the tree line coming out of his hand.
Yeah, that is one of the scenes that I think of when I think of
Kombat
95.
Yeah, and Johnny Cage, the guy who plays Johnny Cage, which I can't remember his name right now. I think he's terrific in this movie. I think he really, really does well with Johnny Cage. You broke my sunglasses. You got Goro, of course, as well.
Played by Goro.
Yeah, played by Goro. Goro is Goro. Puppet Goro. Yeah. Goro here is a puppet, essentially.
Not too much different than the new one.
No, he's practical effects as opposed to CGI. I think the CGI looked a lot better in the new one. He was
that was done pretty well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's 1995. You have to watch it
practical on that.
Yeah, you had to watch it with the 1995 lens. And granted, you're looking at some of the CGI in this, and you're thinking Jurassic Park came out 2 years before this, and we're dealing with this reptile who looks like a cartoon character composited in here. It's really bad. There's some green screen stuff that's really bad. The green screen
when they changed the sky over.
Yeah,
that's so bad.
You got the green screen at the end with Sonya when she's chained up there, and it's it looks like, I'm pretty sure it's green screen. Then it switches over to practical possibly, and it was very weird.
Yeah,
it was I could not figure out exactly why they were using green screen sometimes or why they used practical. I thought practical would have worked better in a lot of these scenes, but whatever. Anyway. You have Robin Shaw as Liu Kang. Everybody knows he's going to be the hero of this movie. He's great. Robin Shaw's amazing. I love Robin Shaw. And like I said, Bridget Sampras as Sonya was great. I didn't have any problem with her. She did a good job. And I really wish I could remember the guy who played Johnny Cage because I really like him as well. The 3 main characters are really, really good. And I think that helps the movie a whole lot. It really does because they're likable. They're characters if you played the original couple of games, which there was only 2 games at this point, maybe 3 at this point in 95. I think it's just 2.
I think 2.
I think it's just 2 at this point. So you're really only dealing with the main characters from the first game, though, in this. You didn't really get any Sindel or anybody else from the second game. You're going to get that in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which we're not talking about today, and I don't think we ever maybe will, because it's real bad. But
I think the 95 version, the characters in that are more likable than the newer one. I think they're a step ahead.
Yeah, I think
a step above on the characters.
The new one wanted to pull back and use Cole, who's not a character in the game.
And that may be what it is. Yeah.
And he's just like a nothing
Just
burger.
kinda
I mean, he's
yes.
just like, eh.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's a means to an end to get us to Liu
Yeah.
King and Kung Lao and all that in the new one. But then you have Christopher Lambert as Raiden, who is really, I mean, I'm not going to say he's bad because he's entertaining enough in the movie, but that was poor casting.
His acting is like, to me, he always seems like he's ADR.
Yeah, oh.
Like whenever he acts, it's
Yeah.
like they dub over his voice. It is so weird.
Yeah, and he
I
says,
don't know.
I don't think so, maybe like 3 or 4 times in this movie, including at the very end. So the last line of the movie is, I don't think so. In his French accent, you know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
It was the biggest miscasting in this movie.
Yeah, it was
Everybody
bad.
else's casting was fine.
He handed up.
In fact, everybody else's casting was really good.
yeah.
Everybody else was
It was spot
really
on,
good. I
except
had
for-
no problem with any of the other casting, but Lambert was miscast in this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't blame Lambert. He's a terrible actor. I mean, Highlander was good, and that's about it for Christopher Lambert. There's not much else he's done that's that great. But yeah, that was miscasting big time. But overall, the movie, it's a Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, what do you expect out of it? You expect some cool, fights. The choreography's great.
Yeah.
The music is just fantastic. That soundtrack is amazing. I was telling him I had it on cassette that I would play in my truck, and in cassettes you couldn't really skip the tracks, so I'd be like fast forwarding trying to get to the credits song, like I Don't Need Your
The main
Poison or
theme.
whatever,
Yeah.
or the main theme,
Yeah.
like I wanted to hear Johnny Cage, Sonya, Sub-Zero. That song is amazing, and they did use that a little bit in the new one. They kind of worked it into
incorporated,
the score of the new one, which was great. But that song is amazing, and it's too good. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the ending's a little weak. I think the fight between Shang Tsung and Robin Shao, Liu Kang, is not great.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Shang Tsung's character, like we said, is a martial
He's not,
artist per
yeah.
se.
You could tell. You could.
So it was not great. The choreography's fine in it, but overall, based on the rest of the movie, that fight was pretty boring,
Yeah.
to be honest.
They
But
tried to go with a lot of dialogue and make
Yeah.
it a little bit more,
yeah, you do get some of the signature moves, but no fatalities per se in this, except for Sub-Zero killing the one random
Yeah.
masked guy at one point
Right.
where he breaks him into pieces. That's really the only fatality we get per se, at least that I remember. Maybe I'm forgetting one, but I don't think there was another one. I mean, Liu Kang stomped Reptile at some point, so.
Oh, did he do the
He didn't do the
nut
dragon.
punch?
Oh yeah, he did do that to
Johnny
Goro.
Yes, that's it.
But that's not particularly a fatality.
Yeah, that was-
that was just one of his moves.
right.
So there were no fatalities because it was PG-13.
Right.
They couldn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
pull off a fatality in a PG-13 movie because, nobody's pulling out spines in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie's good. It's fun. It's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who's known for not so good movies for the most part, including a lot of the terrible Resident Evil movies. And if you like the Resident Evil movies, that's fine. That's fine. I don't, and I think they're terrible, but whatever. Style over substance. Nope, shouldn't say that.
It wasn't even, not really even style.
Not even really style.
Yeah.
The first one was good. I'll give you that. The first one I liked, but it wasn't a Resident Evil movie. It was just a decent movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, the Mortal Kombat movie is a lot of fun. The original 1995 one is a lot of fun. I think it did what it needed to do. I saw it in the theater back many years ago, and I thought it was fantastic when I saw it then. I still think it's a good movie.
Mhm.
I think it's fun. I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time, but
No.
certainly
Entertaining.
entertaining.
Yeah.
That's the fact. It is entertaining. It's a product of its time from 1995. The CG is a joke at times, but then you get
You gotta look past
the
that.
Shang Tsung space change.
That was
There
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they
Yeah,
picked
we
their battles.
both looked at each other like, man,
Yeah.
that looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, they picked their battles on budget, I think. I think the budget was pretty tight on this, probably. And they picked their battles, and they picked it pretty good. But most of the time, it was just choreography and fighting, and it was good. I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about it
Yeah,
in general.
it's-
I mean, it's
I
a
had-
good movie.
I had as much fun, a little bit more fun watching the original, than I did the newer one. But I still had a lot of fun
Yeah,
watching the new one.
Yeah, I think
But this just all
nostalgia
the special-
helps.
yeah, this
nostalgia
all the
helps. And like, you know,
special
15
spot.
years from now, you know, 15, 25, 20, what's this? It's 26 years old. That's crazy. It's 26
Oh my
years old.
gosh.
I mean, 26 years from now, people may look at the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie and say, you know, that's my nostalgia
Yeah,
right
that's-
there,
yeah.
you know? But yeah,
Right.
this is nostalgic for sure. I think it's super fun. I think it's just a blast to watch this movie. It has parts that are ridiculous. It has parts that are terrible. I mean, it really does. But overall, the characters are likable. The music is good in it. And everything kind of fits with the plot of Mortal Kombat as a game and a movie. I mean, it works as a movie, even though the game really doesn't have much of a story, ultimately, in the first one. They made it work, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Anything else from you
No.
before we do the ratings?
No, that
Well,
pretty much just
yeah.
threw in my little pieces there. And
Yeah. Let's go to the ratings
Enjoyed it.
then.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
I gotta go higher than the newer one because it's just I have so much fun watching that movie. So I gotta go with the video game comic book type movies.
Yeah.
This is I kind of put
That,
these on
yeah,
a
these
separate
scales go separate.
separate kind of scale, which I gotta go 4-2.
4-2. See, I'm going
'Cause I did a
4.
4.
Yeah, I'm going 4. I'm going to
Yeah.
go the same. They're equal in my eyes. I like the new one for different reasons. The new one, I think, is very different than this one, but I think it works as a Mortal Kombat movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, this one, 4, just for fun factor. Just for like, I mean, I recall like going to the arcade and spending so much money on Mortal Kombat. And like all the secrets that we were wanting to discover. And then when it came out on Sega Genesis, because it had blood on the Sega Genesis, didn't want the Super Nintendo version. Like Mortal Monday was like huge. I wanted Mortal Kombat on Mortal Monday, and I don't know that I got it on Mortal Monday. I was like 15 years old. I didn't have a job. But
Yeah.
my parents bought it for me at some point, and then I put in the blood code ABBCAB, and I had blood in Mortal
Nice.
Kombat, and that was awesome. So yeah, 4 for me,
Yeah.
4.2 for you.
And for me, it was more the likability of the characters.
Yeah.
Even Lambert, with his terrible acting,
Good enough.
I
Yeah.
still
It's
enjoyed
fine.
watching him because there's times where he just starts laughing. And it's hilarious, yeah, and it makes you laugh. But
Yeah, oh, it's
yeah,
great.
It's yeah, I like the characters a lot better in this movie.
Yeah, it's
So,
campy. It's
Yeah.
much campier. Like the new one has some like campy moments, but it's not meant to be that. It's probably not on purpose. This one, I almost feel like they did it on purpose
Yes.
in spots.
yeah,
So
having
yeah.
fun with it.
But yeah, no, check.
I think they understood what it was.
Yeah, I think if anybody hasn't checked out the original 1995 Mortal Kombat, you need to check that
Yeah.
out. Don't watch the sequel, but watch the 1995 and then watch 2021. I think they're both worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I got.
That's it.
All right, see you next time on Basement Room. Thanks.
Cheers.
Okay. Rating. Johnny J.